But I do want to take a break to draw some cards. So I'm going to move us into, briefly, I'm going to move us into the tarot category while we do this. Hey Jimmy! Hi! Well, if they're a Christian, they may default to that D girl is a witch. I know. And that's what makes me nervous. Because, like, I'm really not. Like, I am, but I'm not. Like, I'm a really great person. You know what I mean? But, like, I know specifically there's one lady that I work with when I clean. Like, I'm not going to tell her because she's, like, very, like, old school. She runs it. She has it's a family shop, so, like, she owns the place. So, yeah. Like, she was already iffy on my artwork. She was like, I don't get it. She wanted to be nice and be like, yeah, this is really nice art. But I could tell that it was just not her thing, and she really just didn't get it. But, yeah. So I'm not going to tell her about the cards. Alright, so we're going to do a general message for the stream. Hi, Madeline. A general message for the stream. It's probably going to be similar to what I had done with Patreon. So we're going to see how it goes. What message do you guys want? Hey, Unstablix, welcome in. How's you? I'm doing really well. How are you, dear? You just popped in for our, I was just getting ready to do a group read. You just came in for a group reading. I'm one of the good ones. I know, controller. Yeah. I'm one of the good ones. I'm not evil. I don't do magic. I live magic. You have so many art pieces in here now. Yeah, so I did a thing. I hung up more of my own art on the walls. I don't know if you can see, like, I even put some up over here behind us. And then I put, oh, sorry, you're going for a ride. Whee! All aboard the train. I put this one up here. Are you nauseous yet? Are you nauseous yet? As I just say, I'm not an evil one. Are you nauseous yet, chat? I feel dizzy. Sorry. I think this will help. Wait. Sorry. I'm almost done. I swear. I shouldn't have moved it. There we go. Now we're done. It's like one of those wily roller coaster rides, yeah. Alright. It was an earthquake. It was a volcano. It was a volcano eruption that created an earthquake. That's what it was. You love it. Thank you. Thank you, Alice. It has been fun to put up the art. So there's not actually as much piled back here anymore. And there's not as much, like, in my box. I have a giant box over here full of old art. So I am slowly kind of hanging it all up so it's not just, like, laying around, like, back there. So I can have, like, some of my room back. An Iceland volcano. Yeah. I'm telling ya, I'm gonna have a backpack full of canvases. and I'm just gonna dip them in water so they soak up all the magic. Hi, Chaos! Welcome in. So this is gonna be our general message for everybody in this room. Not before I ring the singing bell. You hope they survive being dipped in water. They will. It's watercolor canvas. It's watercolor canvas. It's supposed to be wet. Like I make all of them wet before I start. So that way that's how I get all the kinks out. So like if there's a dent or a fold, not really a rip, but if there's a dent or a fold, I make the whole thing wet. And then I move it around. I massage it until that is no longer there. Would water remove the color? No. Before you paint, I would be dipping the canvases before I painted them. And I would be painting while I'm on vacation. So if I happen to come in your area, you could potentially get a painting that was dipped in Icelandic water. It's becoming a thing. Doesn't that sound neat? Viking cruise. Viking painting cruise. That's what's gonna happen. Alright, let's get a message. So this is from our Soul Truth card deck. What message do we want to get out from here? We have one card. I'll show you guys the table so you can see. We have the table camera back. Yay! I know, I'm really excited. I'm gonna be like the one, like, do you think anyone else would paint on vacation? You think I would be the only one painting on the cruise ship? Will they let me bring paint? I'd probably have to buy paint. I don't think they'll let me bring paint on the plane. I think you're only allowed so many ounces of fluids, and I don't think, with as much paint that I would want to bring, I don't think they'd be okay with that. I'd have to, like, buy the paint while I'm on the boat or something. I'm like, but it's for work. You don't understand. I doubt they'd let it on the plane. I doubt it, too. That's alright. I just have specific paints that I'd buy when I got there. The first thing I would do is just find an arts and crafts store and buy paint. It'd probably be a small amount, so I could maybe I would just give it to somebody when I was done or something. Give it to one of my friends before I left. Because I can't take it on the... I can't take it on the plane. All painters on board will be thrown off board. No. As a joke, they should just have one card in there that says, answer is unclear, please try again. Oh my god. Look at this. Maybe this was Moonstone. Maybe this sub badge is Moonstone. You see that, controller? Weren't you the one asking if this was Moonstone? That's kind of a joke for me about why you like to draw. Is it chaos? I bet watercolor pencils are allowed on the plane, though. That's true. I could do watercolor pencils. That's true. That's true. And I would just have to ask for extra cups of water. I'd be like, I'm a really thirsty person. Can I have another glass of water, please? And I just dip my paintbrush in there. I'm breaking all the rules. Everyone's gonna hate me. I'll bring my tank drum and like play the drum on the plane. Everyone's gonna be like, "What is this crazy woman?" Actually, they might not mind the tank drum since it's so soothing. If I play it nice and quiet. Alright. So we have these 2 cards here. You knew it, controller. I know, you did a really good job. Congratulations. You used to work with for a clothing catalog company, Desiccator? One client had ordered 2 of the same item because she had 2 different houses. Really? She wanted each to have the same wardrobe. You can do that with your paints. But I don't have anywhere to keep them. Wait, are you saying I get a house in the UK? and a house here? I just go back all the time? Man, I'm gonna have to really make some bank if that's gonna be the case. Which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that if we can make that work. But that means I'm really gonna have to bring in some money. Alright, back to the card reading. So, this is the general message for the treehouse, members of the treehouse. Everybody, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So, our first card here says, do I believe I'm worthy? Do I believe I am worthy? Maybe our intuition is telling us that, but our mind maybe is the part that we need to work on. So let's see what this card says. So this one says, you are worthy. You are deserving. And you are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life you have dreamt up. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. Today's soul action. For a big goal or dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this dream? And today's mantra, I am worthy of it all. I am worthy of it all. Am I worthy of having 2 houses? Why not? Why not? It saved me some hotel fare. But it'd also be a monthly bill. Even when I'm not there. So Moonstone. Where's your free crown? You already got it on. So this Moonstone, I'm going to read out of the book because this deck is just, the book messages are just the best, honestly. So I'm going to actually read this one. Oh my gosh. Hi, Lucy. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming in. I was just doing a group reading for everybody, and we are actually working on an oceanic intuitive painting behind me. An oceanic fisher painting. So we took a break to do a couple cards. So welcome in. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you, Pixie. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for the follows. Kalina, thank you for the love. I appreciate you. 5 months subscription. Thank you. So welcome in, everybody who's new. I am Lady Lunastar. I mostly do intuitive artwork on Twitch. That means I just paint intuitively and magic happens and we just enjoy what happens. And that means a painting goes in one direction and then goes into a different one. So all of the artwork is totally intuitive. So it's pretty magical to see what comes through. We are taking a break to do a group reading. So you guys literally just entered. This is going to be a group general message for the entire stream. So welcome in. You stopped in at the perfect time. Hi, Sins. Hi, Sweets. Hi, Quick. Hi, Raven. Hi, Sly. Plant Posse Garden Gang. Thank you so much. You guys are so great. I appreciate it. You love the cards, Lucy. The ones with the questions on them, Forest Fairy got them for me, and I love them. Yes, I think she got us both of them. I think she got us both this deck, because I got this from her too. This one's really good for, like, large messages that I want narrowed down a bit. This one's good for that. Yeah, I was going to hang out with you today, Lucy, but I was actually doing my job. I have a job in the morning and a job at night now. So thank you so much, though. I appreciate it. So if you guys have not, I don't know who has not followed Lucy or Pisces Pixies yet, but please feel free to. She does really good content. She's very fun, very warm, very knowledgeable. Just go give her a gosh darn follow, please. If you don't already. Dang, Luna being a working woman all over the place. Yeah, I got places to be. It's a Perry. Thank you for the raid. Hi. Welcome in, raiders. This would be raid number 2. Thank you for coming into the treehouse. You have just joined us on our group message that we are getting ready to receive. So if you're here, this message is for you. Unless it doesn't resonate, then you don't have to worry about it. But welcome in. I'm Lady Luna Star. I mostly do intuitive art on Twitch. You see all my art behind me? You can see the art in the portfolio. But right now we're taking a break to do a card reading. So this is going to be a group message for everybody. Hi. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Tell us how your stream went. Perry, let us get to know you a little bit. Why you stream on Twitch, what you stream on Twitch, how your stream went. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to the message. So thank you guys for all the love and support. I appreciate you very much. All right, we're going to go talk about the message now. So I'm going to kind of switch gears. You gotta breathe. You gotta breathe to help switch gears. All right. So do I believe I'm worthy? So we were going to go into this card, but since most of us just got here, I'm going to repeat the mini message I got with this one. So this card talks about if we believe that we are worthy of our dream, worthy of what we want to be manifesting, worthy of just what we want out of life. This also, I feel, has a message about it being, if you don't feel worthy, you're not going to behave as if you are worthy. Therefore, you're not going to make choices or take actions from the place of worthiness. So you will be maybe missing out on opportunities. You may not be taking opportunities. You may not be creating opportunities for yourself if you do not feel that you are worthy. So I do feel like a worthiness message really wants to come through for most of us right now. And thank you, Cleed. I appreciate it. Hi, Ashley. So the Moonstone is the other card that we had drawn, and this one I wanted to go straight into the book for. This is the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck. This is like one of the only decks that I read from the book, because the book messages are so good. And honestly, if I did not read from the book with this deck, like, I would be doing a disservice. So I'm normally an intuitive reader, and I usually do not follow the rules with cards. This is one of the decks where I will actually do that, because the messages are just so great. You'll be lurking. Thank you, Sin. Yeah, these cards are really nice. You're usually a variety gaming streamer, Perry, but we just got out of doing tarot. Did you? Ah, nice. Nice. So maybe you're how do you do tarot? I'm very interested. And enjoy. Alright, so I'll read this little message here, and then we'll see what other decks want to come out. So the Moonstone card talks about intuition, inner wisdom, and inner voice. So I did mention this before. I feel like maybe our intuition is maybe guiding us to manifest our dreams or create opportunities for ourselves or go in particular directions, but maybe we don't feel worthy, therefore we're not hearing what our intuition is saying, maybe over our mind or over our ego talking to us. So I do feel like this is maybe this has to clarify a little bit some of why people might be a little bit confused too. So I feel like maybe there's a little bit of back and forth with people making decisions, or people maybe deciding which direction they want to go in, or maybe deciding what new thing they want to do. So I feel like any confusion, maybe this helps explain that a little bit too. Like, it's only confusing because of this, perhaps. So is your resistance to your intuitive truth of worthiness not being worthy? Is it fear-based? So, the Moonstone card, I'm just going to read straight from the book here. It says, inner knowing, inner sensing. These are talents that the conscious universe has bestowed upon us. All of us. But we have conditioned ourselves to minimize their importance and instead pay more attention to the knowing that comes from experiencing life through our physical senses and analysis. We know, but do we know? Right? Do you hone in on your own intuition? Do you trust your intuition? Even when you can't pinpoint to a logical reason why you know what you know. Your message from this Moonstone Spirit is for you to tune into yourself and listen to your own intuition. It will speak to you through an inner voice, an inner vision, an inner sensation that feels real because, well, it is real. It has many ways of communicating to you. Now is the time to pull back the veil between the visible and the invisible worlds. Trust that the hidden reality matters and that you know your intuition comes from the conscious universe, which possesses wisdom, knowledge, and understanding far beyond your own. Far beyond your own. And this is how I live my life a lot of the time. Right? Where I'm like, I just gotta try this Twitch thing, and I just gotta like do this intuitive art, and I just gotta randomly get this job and this second job, and like I just this is how it works. And people are like, why? And I'm like, because I want to, and it feels right. And you know, and sometimes that is the most powerful thing that you can have. And I've lived a lot of my life that way, making those type of decisions. And some people could say like, how irresponsible, and maybe it is irresponsible. But at the same time, like, I've gotten here and I've grown a lot as a person. So, like, is there really a wrong way to do that if that's the way that you want to go? It's also beautiful and helpful. Thank you, Perry. I'll give you a shout out for now that, like, things have calmed down for me. So if you guys want to follow It's Perry, go ahead, because it sounds like they do variety gaming as well as tarot. So when we're not doing messages, or Lucy's not doing messages, maybe you could just say hi. Alright. So I'm gonna see what we can pull in here. Thank you, Chaos. I am gonna use this is the Magical Nordic Tarot, which is super funny because we were just talking about Iceland. Oh my gosh. Which is super funny because I was just talking about Iceland. Alright, let's see what else wants to come through here with these cards. What other messages do we have for the group as a whole? About worthiness and intuition. Worthiness and intuition? Any other guidance we can have? Thank you for the follow, Chaos. And Dreaded Viking. Nice. I was talking about going on a boat, a cruise, like a Viking cruise, to like Iceland and the Netherlands and all that, and so it's been funny. It's been funny to see like everything coming in through here. Interesting. Faith. Hey, Archaeotheist, welcome back, hon. Glad to see you. This is still a general message for everybody. This is still a general message. Ooh. Ooh, those are conflicting. Let's see what else we can get out. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. This is making sense. Oof. You feel that? I know. I was like, what? But then we have the Tower, which is Foundation, and really this card makes it all make sense. This card. If this card wasn't here, I'd be like, what the F is this trying to say? But when this one comes out, it's like, oh, okay. Okay. You have drawings that resemble this, do you? Alright, so I'll do this. In short, I feel like this has a lot to do with the message that I shared in Patreon. I also did share that one on YouTube. Maybe not YouTube, maybe it is just on Patreon. I think it's on Discord. I know I shared it in Discord for the community. I think I put it on YouTube as well because it was just a really good message. I do feel like there has been like a lot of just like, just what the F energy basically, or like just really chaotic, like chaos. We do have the first card is the Seven of Pentacles, and this one has faith. So I do feel like we, at least quite a few of us, and again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I do feel like there's been a lot of us who have been really having a lot of faith and having a lot of maybe we did feel this. I'm worthy, my intuition says I'm on the right path, I'm going in the right direction, I have all the faith, and then everything kind of went to shit, basically. Like maybe we have been feeling a bit of a tower moment, a betrayal tower moment. Like, what the F, universe? I thought I was going in the right direction. I feel like I thought I was worthy of this thing. I was holding the faith that this was going to come through, and I just feel like everything is kind of stopped or failed or paused or broke or halted or resisted to come through or delayed, or just, and now I feel like I'm going in the opposite direction. I basically feel like this is kind of necessary to happen because we are upgrading ourselves to really be magicians, to be masters of ourselves, right? I'm getting it's easy to have faith when everything is going good and you feel like it's easier to feel like you deserve it when things are going well, right? But it's a real test of faith and a mastery of yourself when you are able to hold the faith even when things fall to shit, basically. So I do feel like this is kind of saying, like, this energy has a lot to do with just upgrading ourselves, upgrading you, upgrading our situation, even though it doesn't feel like it. This is just mastery of self. It's your life. Definitely resonates with you with your new job. Chaotic chaos. I have said this before too, and I'll say it again. Like, this is one of the things that I like to say, is that the universe creates chaos so that balance can be restored. Hey, chaotic creative, welcome into the treehouse, hun. I have said this before. Like, I do feel genuinely that the universe will create chaos to, like, shake things up so that everything can become and find its new balance in its new place. So I do feel like this is part of that just natural progression, but also I feel like it has maybe been heightened because of the need for the vast majority of people, maybe even the collective, to go through this self-mastery phase. I feel like some of the chaos was already coming anyway, just because of a natural cycle of things, but I do feel like maybe for some of us it was heightened so that we can gain this mastery of ourselves. This card came out last time too. There's chaos that brings productive change, and then there's chaos. Yeah. See, my painting... Sorry. No, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. My painting is chaos. It's just chaos. And then it does become, like, ordered chaos. Like, reorganized chaos, but yeah, I get it. You made that username when you were 13. Like, I've been going through this cycle, hitting a tower moment and having difficulty reaching the magician. Yeah, I think it's because mastery. Like, I feel like until we figure out the mastery part, yeah, I feel like this type of cycle you could repeat. Right? Because it's almost like, are you worthy even in, like, crappy, shitty moments? And I think that's the part that requires the highest mastery. Because a lot of us, it's easier to, like, love ourselves or feel that we're worthy when things are good, but it's harder when things are not going that great. And I do think it's very possible to continue to recycle this system, relive this lesson, relive this repeating story until you're able to do it. It's the law of the land. Because sometimes we have to take this energy, be the master of ourselves, and take action to make it a better situation. A more stable situation. It's beautiful. Will new start change outcomes? Could. I feel like actions change outcomes with this action card coming out. Thank you. Oh, okay. So the Judgment card is talking about forgiveness. Maybe even forgiveness of, like, forgiving ourselves. I don't know why this light is, like, really struggling. This camera. Oh, well. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not zoomed in. So this forgiveness card, I feel, is talking about a need to just be gentle with ourselves. A need to just maybe even forgive ourselves for not being able to love and appreciate ourselves and master ourselves through these hard times. Maybe even for some of us, it's about forgiving the actions that we've taken or non-action that we've taken to repeat these type of cycles in our lives. Because non-action is still action. Non-action is still action. Is there anything else in here that we want to pull out? I do feel like so I am getting a message from this card in specific, for those of you who are maybe twin flames, I do feel like there's masculine energy that is doing its best to balance everything out. I do feel also that this has a lot to do with maybe taking more actions as well. So if you tend to be someone who just kind of sits back and maybe takes things as they come in a very like receptive mode, you could be kind of getting the need or the feeling to maybe start taking some actions for your own life. And I do feel like that is part of the energy that's being focused on. It could be that this is also working with the forgiveness. Thank you. Because I do feel like with the Patience card coming out last, I do feel like whatever dream or whatever we're manifesting, whatever we're working toward, whatever we're trying to create for ourselves in our life, I do feel like it wants to come through. It's almost just about having patience. It's about riding out this little storm here, this major storm, honestly, for maybe quite a few of us. And just having the patience to continue to be patient with life, be patient with the situation, be patient with your own manifestations, be patient with the way in which you're manifesting, be patient with just you and your own forgiveness. Like, just be gentle and be patient and be kind, mostly to you right now. It's pretty accurate. Thanks for this. You're welcome, Chaos. Just be patient. I also feel like, okay, there's a message in here of joy that's trying to come through. I feel like there maybe are those of us who maybe have not been able to feel joy for a while. Or maybe joy has become an unfamiliar emotion or expression. And this card here wants to say to also be patient with that. Like, maybe some of us are wanting to kind of move through our darker emotions pretty quick because we want to get to the joy. But I feel like the mastery lies within here of finding that balance. We need both light and dark. We need both joy and sadness. So, like, I feel this need to tell people also, like, not to rush through this low place or dark place to get to the joy, because I also feel like that you also need to have patience with, because I feel like a lot of things cannot be rushed right now, unfortunately. And hey, Satang Mo, welcome in. Thank you for the subscription. Welcome back. So after that, we have charity, generosity, I'm going to draw just 3 more cards, and then we'll do some light worker cards, and I think I'll be done with this message. How do I balance taking action with patience? That's a good question. For me, it feels a bit like a roadmap for reaching the mastery stage. Could be, yeah. So how do I balance? I'm going to draw one more card and then I'll answer you, Armageddon. Oof. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to reset really quick. All right, now let's go. Thank you. Wow. Holy crap. Woo. Okay. So I'll describe these cards in just a minute, but I want to do Armageddon's question. So how do I balance taking action with patience? Take action, but be patient on the manifestation of that action. Right? Take the action because it's what's good for you to do so, right? Because you're taking the action because your intuition feels like taking the action is the right thing to do. So take the action, but be patient with whatever outcome you maybe are expecting that action to bring you, if that makes sense. Or have patience with yourself to not overdo actions as well. We want to be balanced, right? This is saying balanced. All right. So these 3 cards. We have generosity, boundaries, and battles. I feel like a lot of us have a lot we want to give, have a lot that we want to provide. Have a service is really the word that wants to come through. There's a lot of service that I feel many of us have a desire to have and do. However, I do feel like there's maybe a lot of struggle right now going on with how to actually do that and make it balanced. That balance thing is coming in again, because I feel like you're either, because this is boundaries and then battles, so I feel like maybe there's some wounded healers in here who maybe have given without many boundaries, and now they're kind of fighting for their own energy, or fighting for their own really their own energy, their own purpose, their own needs, their own desires, simply because they maybe did not have enough boundaries. This could also be the other way around too. Somebody who is wounded and maybe they're not able to be as generous because they have 500 boundaries. And so they constantly maybe have this battle where they want to give, but they don't. So then that might cause some internal struggle with them then, because they feel like they have a generous heart, but they're not taking those actions on it. Right? And I think maybe that's because they haven't done the forgiveness of whatever's hurt them so much that they had to draw those boundaries. But I do think that once they're able to do that forgiveness work, they're going to have more patience. So those types of things won't be battles anymore. This is really about this message here, whether you have a battle of over-giving or not giving at all. I do feel like either way, this has a message of wanting to also find its place, find its forgiveness, and find its balance. So I'm going to draw 2 oracles from our light worker deck. And having patience with yourself in that process too. Because sometimes, you do have boundaries most of the time to protect yourself. How did that card get in there? That's a totally different deck. How did that card get in there? Maybe sometimes we feel stronger with all of those walls up. Maybe sometimes we feel stronger. Like, I'm a strong person because I have all these walls up. Oh my god. Maybe some of us feel like this whole mess has been like this dark night of the soul. And like, oh my god, we don't know if we have the strength to keep going. Oh my god, this is resonating so hard. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was probably a wormhole. Maybe. I said I was gonna get 2 of these though. And the thing is, like with this card, like, I guess I just want to reiterate, like, this is not small work. This is not. Most of this message is a very large message for some really big work that I feel like a lot of people are doing. So, like, if things feel extra intense, like Betrayal Tower that I was talking about earlier, like, this just explains it. Like, this is, and, like, not feeling worthy enough. Like, this is all the deep, big shit, honestly. Like, that's why it's so hard. So, definitely that message of patience and be as balanced as you can is really important. I do feel like, though, before that strength card came out, like, maybe some of us, I did say maybe some of us feel stronger with this when we have like 500 walls up. We feel stronger, and then the strength card came out. So I do feel like there's maybe some of us, at least maybe a majority of us even, or somebody in specific, okay? If this makes sense to you, this is your message. Please listen. Okay? If you're somebody that has 500 walls up, but you really have that generous, loving heart, this is your message. You have too many gosh darn walls, which you already knew that, right? What wants to come through is your own strength without those walls. So that's why this is so hard. Without those walls, you don't need them. And that would make sense with the betrayal card too. Maybe some of us have been generous before, and like we've literally been betrayed by the person that we were overly generous with, and ended up creating this huge fight. And like now we're just like, God, I don't even know what to do. I'm never gonna do that again. Like, just forgive the situation. Forgive the situation. Work on taking down some of these walls. Work on having balanced walls, and be patient with anything that you are struggling with in you, or maybe other people are struggling with your boundaries. There's really a need to review boundaries and see if they're really actually necessary and balanced, or if they are just like almost like wounded protection walls because of this energy, because of where you're at, because of the pain, because of the fear. All right, do we have another card in here? I said I was going to draw 2. I said I was going to draw 2. Life's hard. At least it's been in my experience. Now I hardly try, and I need to kick the funk. Chaos. We do get a bit tired sometimes. Work towards your goals, but don't work so hard that you burn yourself out, is the vibe I'm getting. Yeah, basically, Armageddon, yeah. Alright, is there one more card in here? Divine talents. Oh. And heart transmission. Oh, sorry. I said I was going to draw 2, but I drew another one. 333. Lots of 3s. I do feel like those of you who are maybe feeling undermotivated, or and maybe not sure how to be in your own space without like beating yourself up about this energy. Not really, I don't want to say this to like distract you from your internal work, but I do feel like for some of you, like actually focusing on your divine gifts is going to help you transmute some of this energy, which is what I think this heart transmission card is talking about. So I almost want to tell some of you that you shouldn't be going into this energy so far that you can't dig yourself out. So if you feel like you've been crying for like ever and ever and ever, or you've been angry for like ever and ever and ever, or you've been just too much of one side of the emotional spectrum, even too far on the other end, like too happy, and so happy and so busy that you don't let yourself really notice and look at your fears, or look at maybe what's bothering you, and spend some time with your divine talents. Like I do lots of painting, right? Spend time on your divine talents. That allows you to kind of get into the Zen space and maybe even channel out some of that. I do feel like this is definitely part of just the natural progression of things. I do feel like maybe for most of us, we might be recognizing some transmutations going on in the heart. There's different sensations that people can have with this. So there might be heart chakra activations that are a little on, off, on, off, on, off. I feel like that should be pretty normal. And I do feel like peace is going to come through and wants to come through. I do feel like this is just a process that a lot of us are just going to have to work on. And it's for that self-mastery. So, like, I almost want to, like, just leave a final message of, like, if you if you ever were gonna delay on doing your internal work, like, wow, now would be a very hard time to delay that, because I feel like it's in so many people's just like face right now. Now would be almost impossible to completely ignore this, I feel. So I almost feel like some of this is happening maybe even subconsciously without some people even realizing it. Because I feel like maybe this is so just for so many people. And I know when I did the reading on YouTube, I had mentioned it's kind of like everybody crossing the finish line. It's kind of like all parts of us crossing that finish line. It's kind of like, you know, your past self, your child self, your current self, your future self, your higher self, all is like holding hands and like crossing that finish line. I feel this maybe even reaches out beyond that into everybody is coming along this line, whether you fumble through it or not, you're crossing the finish line, if that makes sense. So I really almost feel like don't get your mind too caught up in how to do this, because I feel like this is just naturally a part of where people are at currently. So this is kind of just going to flow into life. However, the main key points are: stay balanced, be gentle with yourself, be aware of your boundaries. Do they need to be adjusted? And really just be patient and do that forgiveness. You need to go back to doing art, chaos. I'd like to see. Bye, Armor Gordon. Have a nice night. Have a good night, everybody. Good night. Does this make sense? I feel like this is pretty fleshed out. And I'm gonna put this card back in the deck that it actually belongs to. I don't even know how it came out. It is not even the same deck. I technically have, with this card, there was 4 decks. Right? 1, 2. No, there's 5. That's funny, though. That's funny. That's funny. Thanks for another lovely reading. You're welcome. So I guess the positive is that there's no wrong way to do this thing. It's happening anyway, is kind of really what I'm getting from this. Is you're gonna cross the finish line anyway, so you might as well cross it with dignity. With as much dignity as you can muster, if that makes sense. Wow, that's crazy. It makes it a little bit, I guess that's where the faith comes in too, like have faith, because like you're all gonna cross the finish line anyway. So just make this transition as easy on you as possible, is kind of what I feel.